A long time ago, before creatures were given buffs and smarter AI, the concept of backcapping creature points was not only far more common, but could even be considered a required skill by assassin players if they wanted to play competitively. Now, since monsters are stronger and more players are learning to respond reactively, solo backcapping has become almost a foreign idea. Hello everyone, this is Wolfie from GG Unleashed, and recently I've been wondering if the idea of backcapping has a place anymore in the competitive scene. But before I get into it, what exactly is backcapping? From what research I was able to do, backcapping is a term used in territory control games, and is the act of destroying or capturing an enemy control point while the enemy is attempting to push on one of your points further down the line. You could use the term backcapping for anything from StarCraft to League of Legends to Team Fortress 2, as all of those games have some sort of territory that can be destroyed or controlled so that your team can gain an advantage. In Gigantic, the idea is roughly the same, with the process of going back to kill an enemy creature and steal the spawning power orb before getting away safely. The act of backcapping was to accomplish at least one of two things. One, the backcapper would pull off the kill and capture successfully and give his team a huge power advantage, or two, the pressure that the backcapper was applying would pull at least one enemy back and give his teams a numbers advantage to defend the point the enemy was advancing on. Back in the alpha days, this process was a lot easier simply because creatures would never capture orbs unless they were out of combat, and orb capture couldn't be disrupted by damage. Pulling the creature away from the point gave them more than enough time to capture. At that time, creatures were also not even close to as active in combat as they are now, and it was relatively easy to completely bug out their AI. But now that creatures can actually defend themselves pretty well, solo backcapping can only really be done quickly by Griselma or Aslan, which is more of an abuse from their summons than anything. A creature always prioritizes the closest hero, but if Griselma or Aslan are standing on a point the creature can't reach, they change to attack the hand's Arcador. Since the player will always be doing full damage and isn't in any real danger, the creature dies no problem. Assassins and some ranged heroes can still 1v1 a creature, but it does take a fair amount of effort, and 9 times out of 10 it'll leave them with very little health and stamina to get away from a first responder. But if they do get the kill, it's worth it, right? Mathematically, your team got 20 power from the creature kill and they only got 10 from the hero kill. Well, if it was an adult creature, I'd be inclined to agree, but if it was a baby creature, I don't think it really is worth it. Baby creatures are extremely easy to respawn since every player gets a total of 6 for every match. It'll take at most 10 seconds for the enemy who killed you to capture the orb they defended and resummon the creature you killed. Not to mention that they likely didn't lose any health since they picked you off when you were low, and probably didn't use more than one ability, so they can just jump back into the fight. Meanwhile, your team was down a man while trying to engage on or defend another point, and now they have to wait for you and possibly other teammates to respawn. By that rate, the fight might have already been lost and everyone has to retreat, and now your creature will die, meaning that they will pull ahead in the power race overall. And yes, you could say that that's a very specific scenario, but the risks are still very valid regardless. And in the case of adult creatures, personally I'd be amazed if you could solo anything other than Adult Bloomer, because those things do a lot of damage and are extremely bulky in those cases. But I think that's a good thing. Adult creatures should have the power to defend themselves against one person, and if you want to kill an adult creature, it should be a coordinated team effort. In today's day and age, the act of backcapping is more a series of hit and run tactics, chipping down the creature in about 3 to 5 passes with several teammates. And I bring this up because if you think about 3 or more people moving in to kill a creature, does that constitute as a backcap, or at that point does it just become a rotation? Since soloing creatures takes a lot of time and effort, is it really worth the risk to leave your team to defend themselves with one man down? With how fast-paced Gigantic is, a lot of the things that happen often have huge rewards, but also huge consequences. How far are people willing to go to get those rewards? And if things go wrong, how do you recover? These are all things that people need to be actively thinking about, because in the end, Gigantic is a tactical game at its core. You need to be constantly aware of what's going on around you and respond accordingly. If things go wrong, be patient and open to another perspective. See what you can do instead of constantly charging in blindly. That's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed watching, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see when there's more content. Don't forget to start up some friendly discussions about the video topic, or leave suggestions on what you would like me to talk about. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you on the airship.